Coalescing States in the Sky of Dreaming by Algar Merridge Anton Long. The outer mystery drives the inner sense of the other gender and death. Maiden, mother, and crone was she in history, but in each is the dethroned ego towards the real worth. Reflection is made on the coming end, but not his on earth. Internalization is the guidance for the first half of the new journey, but an outer guide comes for possession and mirth. Former connections were stopped when they are about to reveal. Discretion by others aids their ability to lead you to conceal. Emotion and feeling reawaken as he is socialized into something more spiritual. Shown meaningful forms among the trials of this world. Some are even prepared among the criminal. In between, the sinister knowledge is maintained as the worldly ends in the physical. As one ends, another begins in the causal. Incarnation brings in the surrender of more souls for the mother and her daughters of the apostle. The war was, is, and will be throughout the celestial, terrestrial, and the telestial. Now, I'm altering the meaning a little bit for the LDS Kingdoms of Glory mythology to fit in with the story, because the stars have to be right for that side to do its thing in the terrestrial, which is, the material, causal existence. And the celestial would be, of course, the other side that's not really talked about. And there's some fetish stuff brought up here, but it more works its way into the story than expressing Anton Long's fantasies. Because it's not purely the narration about the development, there's side stuff going on. Now, was Anton Long, David Myatt, are they the same? Certainly, it says in the book that all the stories are by Anton Long. And Algar Merridge, AlgarMerridge, is long known as Anton Long. So it's not just Chloe that's making that point. It's others have been making that point before these books were compiled into one. And of course, you see the idea of the government, the Secret Service, and them per se taking a side, the deep state taking a particular side in the spiritual battle, and how we don't always know straight up who is for us, who's against us, which side are the good guys. certainly a lot of this talking of things as demons and stuff like this, it doesn't really fit its own mythology. It's how it's talked about by others. And obviously, being part of a different culture isn't quite the same thing as being an inherent Apache to humanity, to use that term. Because there wasn't an Apache tribe of Native Americans. We're the enemy tribe. I mean, I understand because some people could come up with that sort of thing, and this story, as much as any, kind of makes people think that the writer of it had issues because of what I formerly mentioned. But again, the whole thing with Order of Nine Angles is not, oh, well, it's an organized group and we're meeting several people in every single city and every Sunday or on a Tuesday night or whenever it's supposed to be. It's not about the perfection of the writings. It's not about, the like Anton Long, David Myatt, or whatever you want, whether it's separate people or this same person or whatever, is our prophet or something. It's not about that. Definitely, we see in this story that even though things have completed, there's a continual work to be done. And we see sort of a year thing represented here, right? Something happened, maybe that was the spring, but we see particular times mentioned. Okay, June, April, November. The implication is that the story ends either around the solstice, or does it start at the spring does it end at the spring equinox? Sort of a going back to when the story started.